I'm going to play the music low. I'm not going to show the disclaimer. I'll just tell people that this is a comedy show that's kind of about cannabis, but not completely. And we might be stoned, but we're not encouraging you to do anything illegal according to your state laws, right, buddy? And
Yeah, but I'm about to get there by
yeah,
my state.
yeah. But today is Saturday, October 2nd, and it's 10 a.m. New York City time. But you also might be listening to this at a later date on iHeartRadio. Our friends,
Right.
the regular cat conversation, are going to be rebroadcasting reruns. We're syndicated.
We're syndicated, I guess. Yeah. That,
Yeah, I mean
that's awesome.
we already have been, because you can watch old episodes on our Facebook and YouTube. Just look up Stoner Morning Show. But now if you already are listening to iHeartRadio, now it's just you have one less click through or something, I guess.
Yeah, you could click on us at a certain point at time and watch the rerun if you missed this one.
Well, the YouTube and Facebook is video, but the iHeartRadio is just audio. So if you've ever wanted to experience us without watching us, now is your chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's anything new that you want to report? I want to show you some of the stuff I got at the CBD thing, but what's new with you?
Yes. I got the latest in crypto news.
Oh, sweet.
Have you heard of Grox the hamster or Gorks the hamster?
No.
He's a hamster that's trading cryptocurrency right now, and he's doing better like Warren Buffett and the S&P 500.
Wow. It's like that chicken that picks the Super Bowl winner every year, or
yes.
tries to.
So they have this hamster in a hamster, and he runs around in a hamster wheel,
Yeah.
and the hamster cycles through all these cryptocurrencies.
Right.
And then once he stops on his wheel and he walks through, and then there's two holes next to the wheel, and he usually gets out and runs through one of those, and whichever one buy and sell. And so it's set up that he runs on the wheel and then buys and sells whatever he runs through. This is all set, and like real money is involved, and they're making more money than like Warren Buffett and the S&P 500 right now.
That's brilliant, and I'm mad at us, man, for not coming up with this idea. We should have done this for ourselves.
Right?
Yeah. And I'm glad that you described it on the first day that we're going to be on regular Cat Convo's iHeartRadio station, because we could have shown video of it, but it's good that you described it for the audio only listeners.
Right.
Geez, we need to start making bigger moves based on like random stuff like that.
Yeah,
I guess. Well, and then Lex told me about, well, I think he told you too about random access token. I ended up buying some. I forget.
Oh, the bat tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't connected it to my searching stuff, but because it's a coin that
got some basic attention, and I just sold them off and like converted them to Ethereum as soon as I got them.
Oh yeah,
because I think that was one of the free things on Coinbase.
Weird. I wonder if they give you different free things from me, because I don't. I never saw that as a free thing. I had to buy it.
Oh really?
Huh. Yeah. And Coinbase tried to give me Clover by watching some tutorials, but then it crashed and it didn't give them to me.
I had the same thing happen to me. I had it said, you've now got $5 from Coinbase, but it crashed like 5 minutes before that, and I only got like $5 out of the $5 of stuff that I was supposed to get.
Well, I got no dollars, so be happy with your $1.
I am
good.
I was looking on Coinbase the other day, and I noticed like that they've given me like $53 or $57 worth of like stuff already, which is pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Which could go down over time.
Yeah. I wonder if they calculated the inflation of it or the deflation of it.
I don't know. There's so much about like money and numbers that I don't know about. Can I show you some of the stuff I got from this thing yesterday?
Yeah, yeah. I see Big T was over there on Friday, and I was like, oh, you should call Sean. He lives right across the street. And he's like, oh, I did. They're coming tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna go back.
Well, the weird thing about this Javits Center event was, I mean, it just shows that it was well marketed, because I clicked on an ad a month ago for this free event at the Javits Center, and I just went. It was listed as White Label Expo or something like that. I only got a ticket because I was like, oh, it's free and it's in my neighborhood. It'll be a weird adventure. I didn't find out until Thursday that it was all about CBD and hemp stuff. So I was the perfect targeted ad. I clicked on it and signed up, not even knowing that I was part of the market. You know? Anyway, so Samantha and I went yesterday, and we got there a little late, but we sped through, and we went through it efficiently. We made friends and got some things. So anyway, the first thing I thought it was, White Label Expo. I thought it was like, you can sell our product of blank, but put your label on it. And I think some of that stuff was that. But there was a lot of like, geez, I should have practiced this. There was just a lot of tangential things like drop shipping, for hemp growers and stuff. Anyway, I did get this from Good Times, a ping pong party game kit. What is that?
Oh.
Beer pong. I got a beer pong kit.
Nice.
I entertain over at my place once in a while. I don't have a beer pong table now. I'm gonna have to go get one, I guess.
Right. Maybe the couch.
Maybe the what?
The couch will fold up into a table.
Yeah, I could get something like that. Party cups. That was from the same place. All right, now let's get into.
Are those cups hemp? What's the deal with those cups, or are they just handing out party cups?
I think the deal with these is that they're somehow better for the environment or something. It's a company called Good Times. To be honest, people were packing up and just handing us things, so I'm gonna have to do research on some stuff. There were like beauty product tables for women. Samantha got some of that stuff, but I didn't get that. But I did get this soap.
I see. Yeah.
They're from Arizona somewhere. I think Mesa, Arizona. I think SG Custom Formulations. See, it says white label ready. So I guess if we wanted to buy this soap and put a Stoner Morning Show label on it, we could. But I think there's also hemp in here.
Ooh.
Soapgal.com. I forget.
Stoner Morning Show.
What's that?
The coming soon Stoner Morning Show soap.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Watch that.
Yeah, that's a funny slogan just for anything. It's just good advice, I got these teas from Cultivate Taste. 2 samples of teas, apple tart green, and organic Russian caravan.
Oh, that sounds like it's my jam, the Russian caravan.
Yeah. She said it was a smoky tea. I got magnets from these guys. They had a huge booth. Crack and Kratom.
Oh, nice.
I didn't know much about Kratom, but I guess it has properties that helps people with opioid addiction. Did you know that?
Yes, opioid addiction, and also I think it gives you a little pep in your step when you need it.
Yeah. I got a ton of just brochures. Oh, I think Samantha went to like junior high with this woman.
Wow.
They're in Poughkeepsie, and like Samantha, grew up with her. But we have information to read about that. Oh, I have like a CBD vape thing.
Is that Delta 8 or Delta 9?
From Cream. I think it has like I don't know. I think it's CBD. It's hashtag the Ace Leaf, distributed by the Ace Leaf. It was mostly hemp and CBD stuff, but cannabis was sort of like on the outskirts, sort of. Lo Bueno juices.
Ooh.
They make out of Miami, where you used to live.
Oh yeah. Did you try any of the juices or no?
Yeah, we had a small sample. It was good. And they ship. So, but then there was also I thought I thought I took a card. We met this family about in Virginia. They grow hemp, and it's Black Hemp Family Farms. It's like 6 generations of farmers.
Wow.
And we overheard. So we met a friend. Oh, it's funny. We met a friend named Jada, and she said it was her first convention, but she was navigating it like a beast. Like, we went to this table, and the guy behind the table who recognized her and was like, "Oh, we're all out," and she was just like, "No, there's one of these boxes has something, because there's empty boxes on display." And she grabbed 2, one for me and Samantha. She was just like, "I knew that you had 2 more left." Like, she was very just laser focused on. So she got us this. Oh, but she was wearing a hat from Black Hemp Family that they gave her, and we walked by another booth. They saw that hat, assumed that she was, part of the company and family, and was like, "That was an amazing $300,000 party you threw in Vegas." Like, this family is like, first of all, I forget who that guy was, but I don't know. He shouldn't be throwing around someone else's, numbers. But just the fact that they, throw good parties is like, it's fun to hear about family-oriented businesses that are doing fun things. Yeah.
Right. It's nice to know that we're not the only ones that throw fun parties. I'm just saying.
Well, we have a limited budget, but yes, we do throw limited budget parties that are great. I think that's everything. I just have more brochures, but it was a pretty good afternoon of learning and getting stuff. Yeah.
No stale edible CBD?
Oh no. I haven't messed with stale edible CBD yet, but I will someday. StaleEdibles.com didn't make an appearance there, but I'm going to an event in Jersey. I'm going to see if I can make a little handwritten sign that says StaleEdibles.com. I'm not going to have a business card. You can just take a photo of me with my brilliant business model, which is just a domain name. What's that?
You should make a QR attached to this domain name. I think you need
should.
That. You look professional.
Yeah, I should. I mean, I'm definitely gonna make a T-shirt that says StaleEdibles.com. Oh, I meant to smoke this on the air and try it. Jason, I smoked some of the stuff your brother gave me this morning.
He was happy I showed him that text, and he was ecstatic that I love that guy. He's awesome.
Oh yeah. No, I'm in a good place with it right now. But I thought of a funny thing that we could maybe do, where we have a guest on who is like the masked grower, right?
Uh-huh.
Who answers questions about growing and stuff, but it's your brother wearing a ski mask. And we don't say his name, but once in a while he'll just be like, "Hey Jason, remember when Dad took us out for Halloween and forgot to buy us costume?" You know what I mean? Just like we never say his name, but then at the end, before he like signs off, he's like, "Hey, Jason, can you pick up mom or take mom to the store? I told her I would, but something came up." That kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna try this indica. Oh yeah, it says indica on it. Is indica kind of hemp too, or CBD? Oh, it's probably CBD then. There's a power button.
Click it 5 times.
Oh yeah, there are instructions in here. Maybe you think I click it 5 times? I figure maybe I just hold it.
Hold it up and go, I have the power.
Shoot. Maybe I'm bad at the wrong person to demo stuff like this. I should read the instructions first. Oh yeah, click power button 5 times. All right.
That's the standard vaping rule.
Oh, now it's on. All right. It just nothing.
Nothing?
Huh. Well, I'll try it later. It definitely
Joseph?
turned. Oh, now it's green.
What?
No. Now it blinked blue. All right. I'll have to figure it out later, but I'm sure it works, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it.
I implore you to try the real thing.
Yeah. I mean, I did already. Your brother's stuff, the mass growers. We have guests lined up. Hopefully, Bruce, our friend Bruce, is currently on the road, following the Stones. Hey, he sent me a photo of. So he arranged for travel and places to stay. I don't think he bought tickets for any shows. He's just kind of figuring it out. You know, he's just in the city that they're doing shows and he's figuring it out. He sent me a photo of a backstage pass 2 nights ago.
How does he get backstage passes?
Well, he's done it before. He's met the Stones before, and he's got backstage passes from several concerts. You know what? He probably just, once you get one, you take it to the next one, and you kind of just
last one.
Yeah, once you get 2, you're probably, because he does have lanyards. Oh yeah, and I'm wearing the lanyard that I had for the white label event. Like, he has lanyards of like past concerts. That's just an easy, and he's just charming and nice. You know what I mean? Like, that goes a long way. Are you going to a festival tonight?
No, next week I'm going to the New York State Harvest Festival. Longest running cannabis cup in New York State, 25 years.
Whoa.
Now legal. It's going to be great. It was crazy there beforehand, and I'm sure it's going to be crazy there this time. I know there's going to be DJ Kioki's going to be there. DJ Frankie Bones is going to be there. It's 3 days of like just festival and like camping out and festival.
Hey, I want to talk more about it, but I just checked the comments on our Facebook feed, and I haven't done that yet. And we have comments from Samantha and Christine and Valerie. We're rocking a solid female audience right now. This is great.
Oh yeah.
2 guys that have a women leaning audience. What a great show this is.
Yeah.
If I can give a self review mid show, you know.
Humble brag.
Yeah. I don't mean just this episode. I mean, the whole show is good. The whole idea is good. It's, well, you take it from here. What am I trying to say?
This whole show is just a big drug fueled experience, like in a good way.
Yeah.
Not that hard stuff like marijuana and CBD.
Yeah.
LT8.
Wash your ass in a good way. I think we can add in a good way to pretty much anything. But anyway, I forget. Oh yeah, the festival that you're going to next week.
Yes. Yeah, it's gonna be a really cool. I'm helping my friend Deadbolt. He makes these lightning bolts out of wood from their Grateful Dead lightning bolts.
Yeah.
13 points, all taken into account. So I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be helping sell some of those those lightning bolts, and we're gonna have good times. We're gonna go to the show afterwards.
Yeah.
Hang out. So
do you, when you're there, do you think you'll be recognized from this show, from Star Morning Show stuff, or from the Finger Lakes thing last week?
I would be honored if anybody just recognizes me. But it would be really cool. Yeah, I don't think I will though. I don't think we're that big yet. Although we are on iHeartRadio now.
That's right.
Yeah, radio.
Samantha asked for a festival recap. Oh, and then Valerie said like the Holocaust, but in a good way, which is funny, and I laughed at that. Samantha asked for a festival recap. There's so much to talk about. We did Jason and myself and Samantha and Kenneth McLaurin up in Ithaca helped to organize a Finger Lakes cannabis music, comedy, and cannabis festival, and it like went off better than we hoped. And
400 plus people showed up for it, not including the vendors.
Yeah, I shouldn't say better than we hoped. It went off better than we dreamed. We
dreamed 3.
Yeah, we dreamt 300 people there, and 400 people showed up. Over 400 people.
It's why people. It's important to put it out to the world.
Yeah, and everybody had fun. There were performances, and people showed up, and I think probably walked away feeling more educated about things that are useful to them. And
I was working the door a lot. There were a lot of happy smiles, like going home. So,
yeah,
there were a lot of happy smiles.
And you and I had 2 great hotel rooms. We went up there with no place to stay because we thought we were going to camp. I forgot a sleeping bag. It was a mini disaster. It was too cold, but we got a hotel. 2 great. I love hotel breakfasts, even if they're not good. I just love. I don't know. It's just I like the easy of it. It's not like I don't have a problem with talking to people where it's like ordering food is hard, but it's just something that it's just nice that you don't have to do it.
Yeah. Make your own stuff.
Right. But I love that there's a refrigerator with tiny yogurts because I grab one of those and have it for later. I love that there's apples there. I grab one of those for later.
There was apples? I didn't see any apples.
I don't think there were apples at this one, but I mean that happens at other places. No, wait, I did. No, I did take an apple. I did. I ate one at the event.
Okay.
I took with me from the hotel.
All right. They must have put it out after. I went there earlier.
Yeah, and a big shout out to 585 Canna Queen who gave some nice gift bags to the first 50 people.
Yep. And she gave away some cannellini oil to a lucky person that played a game up with us up on stage. So
yeah, I think we should reframe that a little bit because it's almost like it sounds like we picked one person out of the audience to play a game, and if they won, they got something, which almost sounds more crueler than putting 2 people against each other, which is what we did do. It's like you 2 fight it out. No, but it was a fun festival, and I think we'll definitely do it again up there.
Or a lot more. There's gonna be so much stuff going on in New York.
Yeah.
And this year.
Right. And the Women's Cannabis Collective out of Buffalo were a big help to us as well. It's gonna be fun to hang out with them more and do more stuff. And yeah. I feel that's a good festival recap. What else do you have to say about it? You have some great stories.
I have no stories other than I worked the front door
Yeah.
for the whole time, and I feel like I missed everything. I know there was people like squishing buds there and everything.
Yeah.
Like and making rosin. I missed that. I missed it.
The Dane Bramage table, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I saw the contraption. I didn't see it in action, but I saw the contraption that they had.
My brother's girlfriend won one of those puff candles. She won I guess one of the prizes, so she's got to send the ticket back to them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I worked the door a little bit. I also walked around a little. And then I also worked the parking lot with Dave Vidala for a little while. Which was easy when I got there because the parking lot was full and we were just telling people to park on the street. And there was even a barrier for the drive. So it was pretty easy. We actually drank White Claws out there.
Where'd you guys get White Claws from?
He brought them. Yeah.
Big up to Dave for coming out from Boston to and hang out with us.
Right.
It was awesome.
In true stoner fashion, when he reached out to me, he originally said, "I'm going to be the area at a family function. Can I drop by and do some time?" And I said, "Yeah, if you can get away from the family thing." But the family thing was the week after. He actually didn't come from near. He did come from all the way from Boston, I think.
Yeah.
But we had other people travel far.
Yeah, there were lots of outer staters, a few outer staters. There were families there, like whole families. It was nice.
Yeah. Family vendors too. Family vendors too.
That's right.
All right, a little bit. I think Bruce is supposed to come on. Hopefully, we do see him. But Johnnie Occhipinti is going to come on in a little bit, our friend from Scranton, and he's going to talk with us about the 24-hour fundraiser we're going to be doing in like 2 weekends. That's going to be quick or soon.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of people ready. It's going to be a fun time from what I hear.
Yeah.
From
what you hear, yeah. If you're watching and you want to help out with that, send us a message at some point, we don't know.
Maybe it'll be restreamed iHeartRadio.
Yeah, maybe Don will restream our 24 hours plus of so people can relive the fundraiser that we did.
It's some good content, I can tell you.
I do think we have a gamer who's gonna come on and live stream playing while we can watch and hang out.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Because we all usually do that when we hang out together. It's usually me playing video games and you two like getting stoned. You and Lex getting stoned and be like, "Oh no, go here. Which outfit I got behind?"
Yeah. I do enjoy watching video games more than playing them sometimes, I think.
Yes.
Oh, Valerie just messaged me. What time is the live stream starting on Friday, October 15th? Wow, she's on point. What a great audience member / friend / stage manager. I think it's starting. So, all right, listen to this, Jason, because I don't think I've told you this idea yet. I think we're going to start at midnight so we can go to midnight. I think that's a good, start time and end time. But I'm going to have Valerie. We're going to start Friday, I think, midnight and go to Saturday midnight. But we're going to have Valerie start at 10 a.m. to do a 2-hour pre fundraiser special where she just interviews future guests so they can, well, I'm really excited when I'm going to be on tomorrow at 2 p.m. and I'm, check that out, that kind of thing.
It's like, it's awesome.
Like how the Super Bowl has like a pre-show, get people excited for the show they're gonna watch. Yeah.
That's what I had off. I had.
Oh yeah. I think that'll be fun. There's a part of me that's scared that that's gonna raise more money for the GoFundMe than the next 24-hour thing.
No.
Which would be a funny problem, or not even a problem. But
what if she raised all the money? Like,
what if she what?
If she raised all the hours in
there, it would be 24 hours of like, well, what are we doing here? I guess tell your jokes. This is a waste of time. That'd be funny. And so that's happening. I wish Lex were here because I wanted to tell him about, I walked to the producers club yesterday just to see what was going on. And there was like a show and they're like, hey, we think we have time for you. And I was like, of course I should have said, well, I don't know. I feel like I was being honest. I was like, yeah, if you have space, put me up. But they ended up not having space, which is fine. But I know for a fact I would have crushed. I know I felt like I was in that zone. Like if I would have gone up for 8 minutes, I would have blown everyone away. Comedians and non-comedians in the room. But whatever, I'll do good next time.
What was that? Was that Mic'd Up? Mic'd Up New York?
It was a Denise show, but I don't know if it was called Mic'd Up New York. I forget what the Friday. Oh, it was not PC. I think is the name of the show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think the title is a little too extreme because it wasn't like there was like extreme, oh, I can't believe I'm hearing this stuff. It was just like, jokes.
Yeah. That weren't necessarily PC.
No, but the show is like fun. I think the title should just like have a fun, but it's not my show. I just have opinions about comedy everywhere. But I'm going to an event in Jersey today with Samantha B is helping organize a 167 Exotics event. So I'm going to go there.
Nice.
I'm taking the bus to, I forget what town in Jersey.
Sweet. Very cool.
And our Canna Edible friends are going to be there. I have a Rice Krispie treat from them that I haven't cracked open yet, but I will.
Ooh, can emojis.
Yeah.
That's a serious Rice Krispie treat. Watch out. It snuck up on me.
Really? You ate the whole thing?
You don't remember? She handed it to both of us as she was leaving, and like she's like, I wouldn't eat the whole thing if I were you guys.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're like, you're like, oh, maybe I'll save it for tomorrow and have a stale edible. and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna eat it right now. The whole thing.
Right.
And by the time we were sitting waiting for food in the hotel room that night, I was just like, woo, I was gone.
Yeah. No, their slogan is dose responsibly, and they're good about telling people to, ease into it. But I'm going to cut that into quarters, I think, and have, take my time with it. Maybe
do that.
Maybe tonight. Yeah. Passaic is where I'm going. Passaic, New Jersey.
I would leave a quarter of it out on the kitchen table. Then you
Yeah.
can say you got a stale edible.
Well,
Uh,
the idea of stale edibles is not that I only eat stale things. It's that I will have them because they still work still. Like I don't have to purposefully forget to leave a brownie. Uh, um, yeah, this all started because somebody gave me a 1,000 milligram brownie. I forgot to take care of it. I forgot I had it, and a month later, I was just like, oh, I better cut this into like eighths or something, and it worked hard. So I bought the domain name staleedibles.com, and it forwards to my website, which I think is brilliant. I'll just plug this website, staleedibles.com. And it's like, what? It goes to this comedian's website. He must be funny. That's the plan.
it's a great plan. I love it.
Yeah. If Johnny is watching, I guess he can come in early. I don't know where Bruce is, but we should schedule an hour within the fundraiser, and the hour is called Everybody Shows Up at Once, and we just have like a bunch of guests lined up, and we just act like we're waiting for them, and then at one point we just let them all in, and so they all come in at once.
Let's do it.
Let's remember that. I feel like I've already forgotten ideas for this.
I know we wanted to watch some I think public domain movie or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Comment on it like Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
That might be
that'll be an overnight thing. That might necessitate a test because the audio might, like, people might be hearing the audio of the movie, but then when we talk, the audio of the movie might drown us out. So it might be just, we'll just test it though, I guess.
All right. Yeah.
We could test it now. I could just pull up a public domain movie now, I guess.
Yeah, try it. Pull up any like 50 commercial or something like that, or
I'm going to go to the website. This is a good archive.org. This has a bunch of like public domain things. Feature films. Here we go. I guess I can share my screen at this point.
Yeah, share your screen, spotlight it.
Yeah. Here we go. So archive. Feature archive.org, Internet Archive. Feature films. Bam. Let's do sci-fi and horror. Oh, geez, we could easily do a silent film if this doesn't work.
Oh my God, that's easy.
All right. Let's watch this, The Naked Witch. If this is rated R, sorry in advance. Oops, there it is. I should also be plugged in for this. Witches. You know?
Well, these are just things we're figuring out.
Yeah. I mean, I should not be relying on my Wi-Fi.
Just beyond the edge of light, from the deep of darkness where no living being has ever walked, comes the terror of those who have given their souls to the devil.
Devil.
This is a 59-minute movie. One of those 59-minute movies.
Oh, wow. They make them still?
Well, no, not still. This is old.
The ominous shadows of the werewolves, the sorcerers, the witches.
I really think my best life would have been like 1960s or 70s horror or sci-fi film director of things that like went to drive-ins and just nobody remembers. Those kinds of movies. It feels like it would be fun to make those low-budget things.
That would be. But now you see people making them now and you're like, low budget.
Yeah.
know that
If you're watching, let us know if you can hear us talking. I guess I shouldn't watch the comments.
I could hear you over that.
Yeah.
If that makes
This is a long intro. Jeez. They
Yeah.
ate up an hour and a half or a minute and a half of their 59 minutes. All right. I'll shut up.
And in the great museums of the world hang the work of the master artists of another age, giving new testimony to the horrors of sorcery and witchcraft.
Oh, I know who this artist is. This is the famous artist.
Hieronymus Bosch, I think.
Bosch, yep.
Let's go back 500 years.
Visions of Hell?
Back to the time known as the Dark Ages.
I don't know.
Oh, I came up with a good movie idea, kind of.
Tell me.
It's historians / time travelers decide to go back to the time when the Bible, as we know it, is being edited. You know, what books to include, what books not to include, and they and they toss out the Book of Revelations. To like, why are we giving people a vision of the apocalypse? Right? Let's end the Bible with like happy stories about Jesus. I mean, like he got crucified, so but like you know, he rose, or you know, like
He got but he came back to life. Sorry.
Yeah, let's end it on a upbeat moment. It's this Book of Revelation stuff.
Wait, but at the very end of Revelations, doesn't it all work out? Because it's the paradise or whatever. I don't know.
I know, but well, it makes people pretty scared. You know, if there's too many people calling for the you know, it's the end times.
Oh yeah. Too many people sound like my parents.
Right. This isn't. I'm gonna fast forward. This isn't a movie.
It's just that, yeah.
All right. Well, we tested it. I'm gonna stop it. There. If you're watching, let us know if that sounded good.
Yeah.
Valerie used to have a joke about Revelations and being more positive than that. She'll come on at some point and share it.
That'd be awesome. Come on, Valerie.
So, all right, that was the test.
Testing lots of things here, folks. Lots of things.
What are you? Oh, I was gonna say maybe Ralph could play Messy Karaoke. He's been wanting to play a game called Messy Karaoke where people sing with their mouths full of things. We've never really discussed how it's played, but maybe he'll do that.
We've played it once on the 24-hour show.
We did, but I think it was a very sort of like a trial run version of it. Speaking of Ralph, this is something that I should be doing more, according to him, is that I should be plugging on this show that he and I do a live show in Brooklyn Mondays at the Tiny Cupboard.
Dude, how does that?
And tickets are merely $5, which is a vocabulary word I'm borrowing from Valerie Apperson, who told a great story about the word merely, which I thought is great. I've been using it because I think it's a great description of, like, you know, we're merely doing a show. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Merely.
We're not putting too much. We're not putting over effort. Like, I think that so many problems in modern society is people get too extreme. You know what I mean? Like they go too hard, or just like they abandon. They don't merely do stuff.
We're in that go big or go home like generation right now. So
yeah, which is fine, but it's when you go big and you don't reach the big that you want, you treat it as a loss and you give up sometimes, you know.
Every day's a win, man.
Mm-hmm.
Win.
Cheers to that.
But I've told you about my setting the bar low, so I'm surprised all the time.
Yeah. I don't know if that's what I'm talking about, but that's a great, if that's your interpretation of it, great. You know? I used to do that, like when I was in college, I used to do a lot of office temp jobs. And this was something that I just fell into, sort of a theory of setting the bar, not low, but just not trying too hard to set the bar on your first day. Setting like just like a very casual first impression, but then exceeding that just by a little. And they're like, wow, this person improved. You know? Maybe that's bad advice for the younger generation, but I was never at these temp jobs to wow them also. I think we were all on the same page of like, oh, you need money, you can alphabetize these files. It's like, all right, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna, give you my top speed. And I'm like, okay.
I'm gonna suck this a little bit.
Yeah.
I always seem to be a superstar when I have jobs and do stuff.
Yeah.
And then people rely on me, and then I'm just like, oh, why do you rely on me? I want to be like lazy and yeah. So
maybe I should also say it's very easy to do stellar at things that you do enjoy doing. You know what I mean?
This is true.
I guess we'll put that epilogue on that as well. Valerie says, one time I started a job by bombing on a Zoom show that she invited everyone to. That's rough, but if it's a funny story now. Yeah.
Your bar's set low. You bombed, and now you started the job, and people are like, whoa, this girl's really good.
Yeah. Once you invite your new coworkers to a Zoom show and you bomb, all you have to do the next time you see them at a Zoom meeting is just say something casually funny, and they're like, "Oh, she is funny." Yeah, I was wrong. Oh, Valerie just said. Valerie just said, "Nah, they never respected me." Well, that's also part of the cruel machinations of modern life, where it feels good to disrespect people. So
great word. That's a 10.
Yeah. So shame on them for being drugged down by, the trappings of modern shit life. We're all getting better.
We are. Yeah. Slowly but surely.
Yeah. Valerie says, remember all those fail memes? ? Valerie, if you can come on if you have the Zoom link we've showed you in the past. But Am's gray when Johnny gets here. Just kidding, no. But it would be good. Not that this isn't great, but it's fun to have guests show up.
Yeah.
And we haven't had any for the first hour.
More than show up.
Yeah. This is a bad representation of what this show is for the first episode that we're doing for iHeartRadio for the regular Hack Convo. Normally we have guests. Usually Lex is here. Sometimes he pops in late. Jason, it felt like a year ago when we were doing shows, it felt like a lot of times Ralph, who was on the road with his girlfriend doing a cross-country van trip, it felt like he was the first guest. Because you, Lex, and I would usually be on time, and then Ralph would show up a little late. So it was always funny that Ralph was sometimes the first guest.
I miss Ralph. I only get to see him when I come into the city.
Well, I know he's teaching now, but he'll be there for. Oh, here comes Valerie. Ralph will be here for a lot of the marathon, the telethon.
Cool.
Be here for a lot of the marathon, the telethon.
Thank you, Sean. Oh, you cut your hair?
Oh no, I didn't.
The marathon.
Thank you, Sean. Oh, cut your hair.
I hear feedback.
Didn't.
The marathon.
There's feedback. Oh, it's me. I'm sorry. I always do that.
That's all right.
Okay. I turned it off.
Yeah. Cool work background.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was still logged into work Zoom. So,
That's fine.
but this is actually a virtual event happening in November. Now Secure Connect 2021. We're going to have Elan New, who's like a comedian magician, mentalist here in DC. And then we're going to teach people about mobile app security and save the world from unsafe mobile apps.
Nice. Do you need any non-invited guests to accidentally pop in
absolutely.
and then just politely show themselves out, just as like an example of good, I don't know.
Yeah, like how I try to do on this show. Not always successfully.
But you've been invited back, so it's every day is a win.
Yes,
like Jason says.
Thanks for letting me come on.
What was that, Jason?
Oh, I was asking Valerie how many unsafe mobile apps are there out there?
Actually, this is funny. You can Google mobile risk tracker from Now Secure and find out.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, by industry. They scan, or I guess we scan every app in the app stores, the major app stores, and keep a record of the vulnerabilities or whatever. And then it's anonymous, like we're not calling anybody's app out, but
so we are.
Shit, I'm a wild card. They don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, I won't.
I send me that link when you got a chance. I want to see what apps I have and how secure they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To do that, you would do. I guess you would have to do like automated penetration testing. And I know it sounds dirtier than it is, though. But like, there's basically software that you can use to automatically test your application's code and see if there's like obvious vulnerabilities to hackers and stuff like that. Don't use TikTok. That shit's garbage.
For 14-year-old girls too.
But
actually, there's this really good historian. Damn, I wish I could remember his name. I'll tell you when I find him. But he's a really good like Black history historian on LinkedIn, and he does everything through TikTok.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, and the content is actually really valuable. Like, I think you can really do a lot of cool stuff with TikTok. It's just that the app, your data can go to the Chinese government. So, I mean, if that's a problem for you, maybe it isn't.
Who knows? Maybe you're Chinese. You don't care.
Sometimes I think, what if like Beijing is, because I live in DC and we all think of it as the capital of the world, but how would I know if it wasn't? What if it's Beijing? I listen to nothing but American media, right?
Right.
Western English speaking media. What if the capital of the world is in Russia? And I've never been there.
It's an interesting point. Yeah. I always think about how the thoughts we have are limited by the words we've been taught and the language we speak. You know what I mean?
I think so too. I think that's why Neurolink is a positive step in human evolution, because I mean, podcasts and like audio, audible conversations are propelling humans into like a new age of enlightenment, because we can transmit information faster. You can have a scientist on a podcast and then that information is faster than if you would have read it in a book and tried to understand it yourself.
Right.
So like that same concept would apply to telepathy, and the rate of, you know, human advancement would accelerate if we could communicate fully and instantly.
Yeah.
But people would have to like learn to sort of love each other first, I think, because then we're gonna be offending everybody with our thoughts.
Maybe the thoughts would bring that love or empathy and understanding, because it's sort of like if I connect with a trans person's thoughts and feelings, that it's like, oh, geez, that they are really feeling that. That's something that's the way they are because the way they are. I get it now. Have you seen that?
Really help us.
Have you seen that episode of? I don't watch the show a ton, but have you seen the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Mac does the interpretive dance?
I think so, but I don't remember it. What happens?
Well, it's about, he dances about being gay, and it's like a beautiful dance. And Danny DeVito's character at the end just says, "Oh, I get it now."
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's really good art. I like cried when I saw it. I'm tearing up thinking about it now.
I think Stoner Morning Show is really good art because you kind of do the same thing. You show people, whoever's watching or listening, that people who consume marijuana can actually be very advanced intellectually and can keep their shit together and, you know, not take things too seriously, which is a really good thing in this day and age after, you know, 24-hour news cycle, news entertainment feedback loop. It's just making everybody crazy with these ads. But I'm telling you, man, you could get rid of the ads. You can make them all men's suits.
Yeah. If you're feeling lost about Valerie's mentioning of men's suits, you're gonna have to scour through some old episodes or find some video of her doing stand-up.
Okay, let me tell you really quick. I just whatever machine I'm on, like computer machine, I change my targeted ads to men's suits, and I do this by searching for men's suits on Google, clicking only on men's suits ads. Sometimes I'll put a men's suit into the shopping cart and then go like right up to the point of sale. And then that makes the ads chase me more. So I get more men's suits. You know, just keep doing that, pretending to have interest in one product specifically. And then you can get all your ads to be that chosen product. And like they say, data is more valuable than gold. I wonder how valuable inaccurate data is.
Right. Good. What a fun game.
It is.
If you're watching, I just posted I did it a little while ago, but I posted the link to the iHeart radio station that we're going to be on. Our friends, the Regular Cat radio station they broadcast on iHeart Radio, and they're going to rebroadcast us Monday mornings. So I posted the link to them.
They also really cool hip hop interviews.
Yeah.
And they play some of the tightest hip hop around.
Yeah.
Tight. I haven't heard anybody say tight in a long time.
If you're hearing this show on iHeartRadio, you already know about Regular Cat Radio. But if you're watching this show on our thing, you should learn more about Regular Cat Radio on iHeart.com. Does that make sense?
Ooh,
that's like the show or the channel?
Yeah.
Regular Cat
Radio.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that you're on Regular Cat Radio because regular cats smoke weed.
Usually, yeah. Speaking of cats, Valerie, you have cats or have had cats, right?
Yes. I used to be a dog person, and for some reasons I had to leave my dogs, and then cats attached themselves to me. And we've moved from El Paso, Texas to Houston, Texas to Rapid City, South Dakota to Virginia to DC. And
all at the same time.
Huh?
All with the same cats?
Yeah, we're travel buddies. So I mean, they don't like it, but
Yeah.
I don't have a choice. I tricked them into it too.
Do they? I've heard that cats will gravitate to people while they're meditating. Do you meditate, and do your cats like zone into that when you're doing that? That's what I
I
heard.
actually do meditate quite a bit. I started in like 2014 during biotech school and working for the head of AI at Amazon at the same time for some fucking reason. And
Mhm.
like, so the only way, because I couldn't sleep, so the only way to get any sort of like mental rest was to do these sleep meditation videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like 7 or 8 years later, however the math stacks up, don't ask me to do it right now, but years later I just realized that what started as like just a method to get mental rest was like I was actually meditating. And so now I can like go internally into my head, probably in a deeper way than if I hadn't done all those videos. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. But the cats
Oh, but the
enjoy
cats.
it. Yeah.
It depends on how intense or like because like if I'm doing what I think is remote viewing, sometimes they can get stressed out
Mm.
because they can, I guess, feel my energy being like intense.
Yeah.
And that happens with work too. Like if I'm too intensely writing, they'll just start tearing papers up. But if I'm in a more peaceful meditative state, they actually like it. And they actually like the videos too. Like I'll put on a sleep meditation video and they'll start stretching and licking their little paws and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from Egypt.
Right. When your cats get in those like clawing at papers zones, do you ever just give them mail that you need shredded?
Um,
Like that could be their jobs. Like,
I
oh,
don't, but
Valerie's working and we're working
that's a
too.
really great idea.
Yeah.
If you have things to shred.
I mean, my identity got stolen like
Hmm.
a year or two ago, and I haven't fixed it.
Oh,
So it's sort of like, well, fuck it. But that's actually the wrong attitude to have towards security. You should care,
yeah.
and I should too. So I'll fix it eventually, or I just won't. I don't know. It's also kind of fun to see like how slow the government is with like realizing that you moved cities.
Oh, yeah.
So like if you don't take care of that stuff, I don't know how to explain it, but it slows everything down and it's kind of funny to me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it a valid solution to just create a new identity if your identity is stolen and you're like, well, I just got to move on and do a new thing?
Huh. That's not a bad idea, but if the government were to, well, I mean, it depends. Are you bootlegging? Are you making fake IDs, or are you actually saying the government issues you a new ID, like you're a new person?
Yeah, you just get to figure out a way to get the government to issue a new ID. I'm not asking for me. I'm just like,
No, I
don't know.
know. It's an idea.
Yeah.
At first it sounded really good, but then how would the government know who you are to give you an ID? Like that's kind of what I'm facing. The government is like trying to figure out if I'm authentically the person who got the identity stolen, because for all they know, I'm the person who stole it, right? So
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
complicated. What do you guys think about a global real ID?
Oh, like an ID that everyone, regardless of country, carries around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that different from a passport? We all have passports, but they're different, right?
Let me see. I think real ID would be more of like a microchipping idea.
Oh,
But I mean,
have the new driver's license that lets you like go to Mexico and Canada without having to bring your passport.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's a New
I
York.
wonder if I could get one of those.
It's
It's a
got
new.
it has a on it and everything.
It's a New York State thing. I don't think all states have it, but I think some states have it.
Yeah.
That's
I think
cool.
bordering states have them.
Yeah.
I remember living in El Paso when you didn't really need anything to cross the border.
Oh.
Like I used to just cross the border in high school. I probably had a driver's license, but that's it. And it wasn't a real ID license. It was just a local El Paso license. But they never really cared about who went into Mexico. They only cared about who got out of it.
Oh. Yeah.
So I wrote last night like an article on LinkedIn about open borders being the key to developing a prosperous planetary and interplanetary society.
Whoa.
It's slowing shit down. You know what I mean? Like all the energy we spend trying to keep people on one place on the rock, you know, oh, you're biology born on this planet, but we don't want you to move around as biology always does. It's such wasted energy. Like we could be using that to get to Mars. And like the whole thing is like, it doesn't matter if like some race or people moves into your neighborhood and you don't like it. Like it doesn't matter if you're also free to move wherever you want. Like gentrification, I don't think can be solved. Whoever has the most money is going to get the best place. And it's always going to be like that. So what's the fucking problem? Like,
Yeah.
Like what's, you know what I mean? What do I care if somebody crosses the border 2,000 miles away from me? Eat all the cactus you want, you know?
I think once we get Mars, they won't care about the Earth anymore. They'll just be like, oh, whatever. You guys can go wherever you want now.
Yeah.
We're gonna be up at Mars.
Yeah, I really think so.
Do you think it'll be easier to put a settlement on the moon or Mars? What do you think it'll be?
I think it would be easier on. Sorry, Jason, go ahead. I vote Mars. What do you think?
No, it probably would be easier to have a settlement. And don't we have a supermax jail or something like that already on the moon? Like according to like conspiracy theory.
I don't know. I once was a Lyft driver. I met a guy from MIT, and he was working on something called the Merida Space Hotel. Which you can Google, and if it's the MIT website, that's the one. But they had this really set in motion plan to gradually build a place you could live in Earth orbit, piece by piece, so that you don't have to take a lot of shit up with you all at once. And then that was going to be a model for living on Mars. And so basically they would take the piece by piece idea, but do it on Mars. So it's like, but that to me kind of sounds harsh, because it's like, you're the first person on Mars and you got to live in like this tiny room because it's the only place with oxygen. It's going to be rough, but the human explorative spirit, I think, can handle it. Like crossing the ocean was once ridiculous. So
yeah. It sounds like a job for a young person whose mind is still flexible.
I don't know.
An older person could do it, maybe.
Experience. You're going to need a lot of like cold hard experience.
That's true. Maybe it's the perfect job for a truck driver. Maybe we'll put Don on Mars. No offense to him, only if he wants to go.
Well, as the leader of that little endeavor told me, we need everyone.
Oh yeah.
We need everyone. We need every kind of person.
Yeah, cat people and dog people.
Yeah, I don't know what, I mean, you can switch.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like that meme where the little Mexican girl is being raised up by the crowd of people, and she's like soft taco shells or hard taco shells, and she's like, why can't we have both? And then the whole crowd is like, yeah. To me, that's such like, I think about it way too often. It's like, no, porque no más dos? Why
Yeah.
can't we have both?
Is that from the movie? Is that from the Pixar movie the Day of the Dead? I can't remember the name of it.
No,
saw
I
it.
think it's from like an old El Paso taco shell commercial.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the little girl has the brilliance to realize that you can in fact have soft and hard tacos at the same family dinner.
Yeah. You can put anything in a taco. Like
Yeah, you can.
Pizza?
You wouldn't want to put it in a tube though. Sorry.
no. Good point. Yeah, you need to leave that taco shell open. You can't close it. No tubes.
What kind of tacos? I know, but those are called flautas, so I don't know what we're gonna do. What kind of tacos do you like?
Well, I don't think I've ever had a bad taco from a taco truck.
Really?
I think they've all been good. And something happened recently that I just noticed. Like something I've noticed it in the back of my mind, and I think I just really noticed it in the front of my mind. I was doing a show at Young Ethel's in Brooklyn, and there's a taco truck outside. And so I went out there, I ordered tacos, and I feel like the taco truck guys are always like, they're not happy to see you, they're fine to see you. They take your order and then they do it. And then when they give you your order, this at least this happens to me, and then they ask you if you want hot sauce. And when you say yes, they get very happy.
Do they ask you if you want spicy or not spicy?
Sometimes they ask you that when they're making you the taco, and I feel like when you say spicy, they're happier.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But you know what happens to me is they look at me like that can't be true. You're getting into something you can't handle.
Possibly. Jason, what's your taco? What's your taco truck experience? Yeah. You probably get spicy, so maybe you experience that as well.
And I've had lobster tacos and in Costa Rica, and they were like really good.
Mm.
Yeah,
lobster tacos, interesting.
But are they? But the taco truck guys, are they happy when you get the hot sauce?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody likes to be a little heavy-handed when they make something. You know, the chef and everything. So, if it's not spicy, then you got to watch what you're doing, and so.
Well, but are the taco truck guys happy when people say no to the hot sauce?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe because then they get to conserve ingredients. I don't know.
Maybe. Right.
Sometimes restaurants and taco trucks will somewhat hoard salsa. Like I like to drink salsa because I just like it. And
it's like a spicy tomato soup.
I want extras, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Some restaurants won't give you extra salsa.
Yeah.
I've encountered a restaurant that wouldn't even let me buy salsa.
Wow.
To take out. I just wanted to have some of their salsa. I was such a fan. I wanted some, and they wouldn't even sell it to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Proprietary.
They knew how good it was. But speaking of drinking salsa is just like a spicy gazpacho, really, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Without the clams and the fish, right?
What?
Right?
Gazpacho has seafood? I thought it was just like tomato.
Yeah.
I've always had seafood gazpacho.
Wow.
There's some salsas that don't even have tomato.
Really?
They have a relative of tomato called the tomatillo, which is like a interesting tasting greenish tomato-ish looking. You get it. You've heard it. You're in New York.
Yep.
Yeah. I never knew that those were relatives of tomatoes. I thought they were just different kinds of tomatoes. Is that a distinction?
I think it is actually. I don't know what family they're in, but it just that reminded me of the fact that tomatoes in general have like a similar DNA structure to marijuana. And I always thought in genetic engineering school, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start growing tomatoes with THC in them. No one will ever know.
Mm.
And I think it could still work, and people should do it in more restrictive states. And I'll tell
Yeah.
you how to do it. You buy a CRISPR. I was pricing them out. It was like $300. And then like, I know it's gonna like I'd be fine. Okay, let's say it's $3,000. I'd pay
Yeah.
$3,000 to make my own glow in the dark cat.
Right?
Right.
Then you get to say you did that.
Or have THC tomatoes.
That wouldn't cost as much.
Yeah, but $300 was probably a lot of money for somebody who was in DNA school. What school were you in?
Biotechnology.
Oh yeah.
But it was interdisciplinary, so it was like bioterrorism, agriculture, pharmaceuticals, molecular robotics. It was stupid. It was too much.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And it's just fun to know things that other people aren't willing to know, because
Right.
there's sacrifice involved in acquiring knowledge sometimes, because it's not always packaged all fun and entertaining like this Stoner Morning Show. You like how I keep plugging you guys?
That is helpful. Yes, thank you for the continuing lessons and how to be better about doing that. But it's better when someone else does it than when we do it.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I'm doing it.
Thank you. Check out Valerie's shows in DC.
Yeah.
I could have done that better. I know. What is a good way to follow you? Is it through LinkedIn, or would you rather people find you on Instagram?
Well, my biggest following is on LinkedIn. And now I have a creator account, so you don't have to I don't ruin my network by just like connecting. I guess I shouldn't say ruin, but you know what I mean? I don't water down the network by connecting with everybody, but they're allowed to follow me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm pretty funny on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I curse a lot. I say the craziest shit I ever say, I say it on LinkedIn, because I know that it's just a bunch of executives and people watching.
Right.
And you can't talk about it, but I sure as fuck can.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But also,
you can follow me on Instagram too.
Yeah. I'm sure it's very everybody knows that when an exec meet somebody outside of their company, there's kind of like a professional facade, but when they're in their own office building, they're probably throwing out fucks left and right in some way.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I have a professional facade on right now, in that I'm not smoking on camera, but I figured maybe not with the company logo behind me.
Oh yeah.
But I did write about drug testing being an invasion of privacy. Ooh. And a vestige of less evolved companies who only wanted factory workers because we weren't creating anything new.
Yeah. It doesn't test if you're doing something responsible when you're off the clock.
Right. Maybe the most responsible thing for you to do is not have a panic attack the next day and chill out that night. Right. Maybe that's the most responsible thing.
Yeah. I know that you think a lot about AI and that kind of stuff and future things. I know that there's a lot of conspiracy theorists that are afraid of the government reading your thoughts. That's something that people think about. But yeah. Imagine going to your job and having something read your thoughts and not letting you in because it's like, oh, you're in a bad mood. You don't want to be here. Go do something that you want to do so that you can be then ready to come back and be here when you do want to be here.
Right.
and you could work your best. Like, I mean, that's a positive spin on something being able to read your thoughts.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a positive spin, but I mean, even with AI, I think if you're reading the entire human population's thoughts, like even machine learning is going to get overloaded with that much data.
Sure.
And
that's true.
Yeah, that's always been my strategy, is just keep posting shit until it's impossible to find the mistakes.
Yeah. Or you just eventually evolve into a person that does wear men's suits.
Yeah, I'm gonna get more into blazers for sure.
Yeah.
Even my posture, I found, has changed since I stopped being subjected to ads for women.
Oh, how so? What was your
okay, like
what was your previous
it's an ad
posture?
for women, they're like positioning themselves like a little bit more demurely, if that's a word.
Yeah.
And in men's suits ads, they're always exactly like your posture is right now, confident, hands behind the head, like open chest, but like, and so just by being in an environment that's only showing me ads with people with more confident posture, I've like developed some of those habits, and it's really interesting to me.
All men's suits postures are really just look at my tie. Kind of. There's Jason's dog.
Hey, Jason's dog.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's the dog's name?
Daddy.
Daddy?
Yeah, this is Daddy.
So you got to call out Daddy whenever you...
It is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barking code. Daddy, come here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What do you guys think? Where does the fetish of calling someone daddy come from? Because some people do that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
A
lot of people do that, and it isn't necessarily like they're not meaning it in an incestual way.
Right.
No, it's especially, would you say Latin culture, Poppy?
That's gross to me too. That was always weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck my dad. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know.
I'm not opposed to it.
Right.
As much as that last sentence sounded like I am. I'm just I don't know where it comes from. Like, I don't get it.
Right. I mean, it probably comes from, this is like an oversimplification of everything in some ways, but it probably comes from people just trying different things. And when they happened to be using the word daddy, something else was also working. So they just associated that with that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's accidental in some ways, possibly.
Yeah, I think the way our neurons fire off is accidental, because you can't really predict it. That's probably like the main issue with child molesters, and I don't know how to fix that, and I don't feel like putting any time into developing a solution for it.
Well,
I'll leave that to someone else.
The best solution that I can come up with, and it's that in some ways it's cruel, but maybe it's an appropriate amount of cruel, but it's that when we eventually have artificial realities that catch up with us and are very realistic, you just, maybe you don't do it by force, but it's just, you ask voluntarily, what child molesters want to be plugged into a reality that you would enjoy? And you're just sort of locked in a closet and plugged
an amazing
in.
Idea.
Yeah. I mean, there's something
but there would still be people who are like, it's not real, I want to do it in real life.
Yeah, then maybe you put them in jail.
Maybe we just start killing them.
Yeah,
just
I don't know. Yeah.
They never change. Kill the fuck out of them.
Right.
I don't know. That's
send them to Mars with the rich
rarely
people.
a good solution. Sorry, what did you say, Jason?
We send them to Mars with the rich people.
No, they can be on the moon, which is a penal colony, and the rest of us cool people are on Mars, or vice versa.
Oh,
Just treat them like lepers.
Yeah.
Lepers on the moon.
I don't know where Johnnie Occhipinti is, but he's gonna be part of the telethon that's happening in 2 weeks. But he'll be here for that, or he'll be here later. I don't know.
Our first day on iHeartRadio, and none of our guests show up.
Well, thanks so much for appreciating this guest showing up, but
yeah, we had a surprise.
You're always.
Guest.
I really wasn't trying to get like an invite on the show. I'm actually a fan of the show. And if I wake up early enough on a Saturday morning, it's like, it is literally fun for me to watch, and I can't help but comment. And because I know you, then
that's fair.
Yeah. But I do appreciate being able to come on. It's one of the more like fun places to talk about crazy theories and stuff.
Right.
And just bounce back and forth ideas and
just have fun, get stoned.
Have fun, get stoned. And should I take the leap and get stoned with this company logo behind me? I don't know. Might be too much.
You're a drinker.
I don't think they care. I don't think they care at all.
Oops, I think I dropped something on my keyboard. I think you can ease into it, and you don't have to do it today, but maybe you'll work your way up to doing it another. Yeah.
I'll just drink this beer. Beer's not illegal. It'll only kill you, but it's not illegal.
Right. Maybe you can smoke during your event in November. Or it could just be a vape thing and they don't know what it is, I guess.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll test the waters.
Yeah. I think pretty soon we're going to be joined by filmmaker Jero Carrillo, who's on the West Coast, and he's working on some short projects and feature-length projects.
Ooh.
Okay, cool.
I know him from the New York improv scene, but he's now in the Seattle filmmaking scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Should I dip out of here when he comes, or should I stay around but talk less, which I'm fine with?
Maybe you'll stay around and do all of the talking. We'll see. Maybe
I would love to do all the talking. I got a lot to say.
We're coders. We're all about getting other people to do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Well, you're producing a show for one thing. I did that maybe 16 weeks with Haha Black Sheep, and like, I mean, it is something to be able to be consistent.
Sure.
It doesn't come easily to me. I guess I'm consistent with work, but yeah, but it is effort,
Yeah.
So
did
I don't mind coming on.
When you were doing Haha Black Sheep, did you feel like you weren't getting rewarded enough to be consistent? But you were consistent for 16 weeks, so it was like a mini series.
Yeah, no, I was being rewarded enough. What happened is I went home back to Texas, and like when I used to live in Texas, I was the brokest motherfucker around, and everybody had to put up with it. You know what I mean? Like if you have the brokest friend, it's like, I don't have $5. You're like, motherfucker, all right, let me give you $5.
Right.
Like I was that friend. And so like I got a little bit more on my feet, and I went home back to Texas, and I felt like balling out. And apparently that was the most rude and asshole thing I could do. And I get it now, but like that kind of like it was like a fight between me and my best friend about how I was acting. And I just like the show kind of fell apart because I kind of fell apart, which was necessary in a way, because I was acting like an asshole and I needed to realize it, but I don't know. And then I made this joke that it was the last Haha Black Sheep ever, and then people like took it seriously. That's probably the main thing that happened.
Oh, right.
People stopped showing up, and then so never say that about this show. Don't say that.
Yeah, it's a good lesson comedians need to learn, that some jokes shouldn't be said because they get taken as truth, and then you're fucked.
And then you're stuck with it,
Yeah.
But is it maybe the comedian's like burden to bear that might happen, and that you should make every joke you feel like making anyway?
I think it's good to not feel like to make certain jokes. I feel, well, at least that's how I feel.
No, yeah, I mean, there's definitely jokes that I started out with in South Dakota that I would never do them again, you know?
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah. But you got to push the boundaries to figure out where the line is.
sure.
And if we don't have a culture of like giving people the benefit of the doubt, empathy, and forgiveness, then we can't ever explore where the line is because there's such severe punishment for crossing the line. I mean, not for me,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool. It's like one of the it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna be a ex cult member, a former battered wife, half white, half Mexican. Try to touch me. You can't. It's
Right.
impossible. However, you can point out what an annoying piece of shit I can be when my head is not in the right place. So I think that's a fair trade-off.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Jason, did you get that article I sent you?
You just sent it. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. Right, about the holograms.
Yeah, it's about the theory of a holographic universe.
Yeah, it's all projected from a two-dimensional plane, and yeah, and now
Yeah,
they're using that mathematical theory to like prove to like unify like with they're using it to unify the both theories too. So I've read. I think I've sent you another article about the same thing too. Yeah, it's a wild theory how um, we're all looking at a hologram.
Mm.
yeah, I think it is that way. And like, I have an equation that I think explains it. I don't remember it. I think it's like 3 divided by 9 divided by 3 divided by 9 or whatever LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But
Post that
basic.
link. Post that link to LinkedIn in our Facebook chat. If
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
um, and what if? Okay, we have talked about this before, where it's like there's a theory that we live in a 2D world that it just appears to be three-dimensional. What if we live in a world that's it's a constant battle between the 2 dimension side and the 4 dimension side? And so that's how we're getting 3 dimensions. What if we live in a world that's
Uh-oh. There
Sorry,
it is.
I'm trying to comment, but
Oh,
yeah, I mean, I think we live in a world of infinite dimensions because I like a lot of people think about the Big Bang as like it just happened, like there's a wall and it popped out of the wall, or or some people think that it expanded three-dimensionally or whatever, but the thing is every single thing that we know and encounter and everything that is true will always break down into measurements of 3 no matter what you fucking do, because like even the line between an electron moving back and forth within an atom can be measured and divided by 3 infinitely, and you will never ever get to the end of it, unless I think maybe if you do get to the end of it, it loops back around the infinity sign. The middle of the infinity sign is the seed of creation,
mm-hmm.
and what we might consider God. And then you have to go away from the seed of creation and loop back around. And I don't know, there might be some reincarnation happening there. I don't pretend to know, but I have had visions.
Mm.
I've seen your drawing.
Yeah, you saw the drawing. Yeah. I mean, that's shit I've been thinking about for a long time. And
If
like
you're
the explanation gets like increasingly more intricate.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, we don't always talk about the Big Bang Theory and multiple realities. Sometimes we talk about food and dogs, which is actually what mostly the live shows that Ralph and I do. We end up talking about food a lot, or his dog.
Food's
Or
pretty universal unless it's like
yeah,
unless you're anorexic, then the avoidance of food is the only community you can
yeah.
identify with.
Jero is here, so we'll let him in.
Yeah, let's talk to Jerome?
Giroux, yeah.
Let's let talk to Giroux.
But his Zoom screen name is Jarkar. But I don't think. Hey, what's up?
What's up? How's it going?
Good. Good seeing you. It's
Good seeing you too.
You sound just woken up, which is a great way to enter this show. I know you're on the West Coast.
I am extremely hungover right now.
Where were you last night? What was going on last night?
So I got to go into like a 10-day quarantine before I come back to New York for the shoot. So last night was the last night before my quarantine. So just had a couple beers with some friends, and I have this thing now where it's like whenever I drink, I get hungover, like no matter what.
Oh yeah,
sucks.
Yeah, I've been pretty good this summer about not going too hard, but I have been. I feel like drinking a little too often, where it's like I'll be out 5 nights a week and I just have 2, and that's it. I mean, that's also not great.
Yeah, I've been this summer. Well, in the beginning of the pandemic, I was like drinking nonstop, and then for the last 6 months, I haven't been drinking that much at all, actually. And then I don't know. I'm coming back with full force right now.
Oh yeah,
I did that too. Like 6 months, I went sober, and then I went to Texas and fucked it all up.
There you go.
There you go.
And then the beast comes back.
Yeah. You went full. This town ain't too big enough for the two of us. Cowgirl.
Yeah. Well, it's not even about the two of us. It was more, this town ain't big enough for me. And they're like, we're fucking Houston. Shut up.
Yeah. Jerome, what's going on with film stuff? Let's talk about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm making a short film in New York in a couple weeks, and the short is actually, it's a neo-realistic comedy. It's it's a piece, or it's being used as, will be used as a proof of concept to help get my feature made. So I went to NYU for grad school for film. I graduated from there. And they have this program at NYU called the NYU Production Lab Incubator, where they take unproduced NYU alumni. Actually, I don't think you have to be an alumni. You can still be a current student, but scripts, and they either workshop them or they produce them. And one of my script is one of the films that got chosen. So they gave me, so we pitched it. I pitched it to them. I pitched it to a panel of industry professionals, a few film institutes, production companies, and then, well, that was just a pitch. It was just like a 2-minute pitch, and then they took it and gave the script to another panel, which actually read the script, and there's a few production companies that are interested now, and they wanted to see. Since I'm going to be acting in the lead role of the feature, they wanted to see a shorter piece with me directing actors and acting in it. So that's how this all came about, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's to prove that you can do the thing that they're probably interested in having you do.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's sweet.
It's like you put up all the money so we can give you money.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a GoFundMe for the short, and when I first heard about it, I think you were at 900. You're up to nearly $4,000 of the $8,000 you're trying to raise. That's That's awesome momentum.
Yeah. I've So I try not to. So this has been a long journey for me. I started writing, and I decided I wanted to be a writer director in 2006 when I was an undergrad.
Yeah.
Started writing.
Speaking of a long journey, there is a point in your life when you couldn't write.
Yeah.
You had to learn to do that.
When I was a kid?
Yeah. That's how long it was.
That was a very, very long journey, actually.
Yeah.
You're completely right. But I just have I talk about it a lot, and I've been talking about it, and a lot of, you know, my friends and family have known my journey and known what I've been doing. And now I'm at a point where it's hard for me to ask people for help. It's a very difficult thing, especially as a art person. It's difficult to want to, especially asking for money. That's like it feels wrong.
Oh, sure.
But I've gotten to a place. So I worked on some Spike Lee projects. He was my teacher at NYU, and I see how he goes about getting financing. He's given me some advice about how he raised his first feature was he would write letters to people and say, I need this much money. Da, 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 da. I got to the point where it was like, this is the situation right now. You guys, I actually I did a web series too, the Somewhere in the Meantime, which I blasted it out to people. I made it 9 episodes for like less than $2,000.
Yeah.
In 5 days, me and a camera dude and one guy doing sound. I'm like acting and like helping with all different lighting and doing all different crazy stuff.
I watched it and it's funny.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
9 episodes in 5 days?
Yeah, it was intense.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good trial by fire filmmaking, though. You know what I mean? It's like, throw yourself into it.
Hell yeah. And but I put that out, and there are so many people. I sent it to everyone. There are so many people that were like, "What's next? I love this. We want to see. This is what's next. This is what's happening next." So I feel confident about asking for money now.
I bet it was easier to ask for money because also you were doing it with the energy that NYU, the incubator program, does want to see. They are interested in the future, so that I'm doing this for that. That
is helpful because now I have so the GoFundMe is part of the money I'm raising. I have other independent investors that are coming on board too. They're just people that were in my lives that were like, "What's up? I got this money. I want to invest," and I just didn't have anything until now. So it was, now is the time. Let's do it. And having the NYU stamp of approval on it helps people feel confident about getting on board.
Yeah. Can we ask about the pitch that you did a little bit? I'm just curious. I think it's useful to know, for people watching, like how much effort did you put into the pitch, or did you have it? Was it so clear to you? You kind of just went in somewhat fluid. Real quick though, sorry, Valerie, you posted your LinkedIn link to the Facebook chat, and I think it posted weird. I think you need to redo it.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt.
No. Yes. That's the question.
I can't. Is that the question for me or Valerie?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, so like as an artist, a lot of times we're worried about failure, but Seth Godin has like an interesting question. Is like, what would you make if you were guaranteed to fail? What would you still think was worth making if you were guaranteed to fail?
Wow.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Like
I don't get the sense that you're afraid of failure, but I think it's an interesting question, is that like, because sometimes when you're doing something big, you'll feel the pressure of like, I got to make it good for this audience, for these certain investors, for this type of thing.
No, so I guess what my question is it like, what would I make that I'm into that I would fail? Like something that I think is cool that I know is definitely going to fail?
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. I've done that a lot already. To be honest.
I've got an answer. I think it's a good one. Okay. It's a project that is guaranteed to fail that I would still do. It's a project called Let's Blow Up the Sun.
The Matrix. The prequel to the Matrix.
Let's try to blow up the sun. Let's fail at it, but let's see what we could learn by trying to blow up the sun. Maybe we would learn something interesting. I don't know.
So I could, Sean, to answer your previous question, I could show you this pitch deck I got if you guys want to look at it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I see.
I'll share my screen.
Yeah. This is exciting.
Oh,
We're about to see a pitch that worked. This is like
Yeah.
fun.
I
This
once
is
made a
like-
pitch deck, put it like in front of investors, and like one dude was like, "I would never touch that."
Really?
This is like reverse Shark Tank, though. This is like,
Reverse.
Reverse Shark Tank.
Can you guys see this? Can you
yeah,
see it?
yeah.
yeah.
We're about to see a win.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Well, you raised $4,000 on this GoFundMe I think. Anyway, the floor is yours.
I know. So this isn't the actual pitch. This is just the document that I use. I don't remember the pitch, to be honest, but this is the
Okay.
document I use to supplement the pitch while I'm doing
Got it. Yeah.
So this is the film. I didn't even tell you guys what the film was about. The feature
Yeah.
film. A 31-year-old mama's boy fighting off adulthood is thrust into the role of provider for his family when his mother unexpectedly passes away. The last to survive in America is a coming of age drama with comedic elements. Boom.
Nice.
I like it.
The story.
Is this
kinda-
based on younger you or older you?
This
How
is
old are you?
based on all. This is based
Is that
on
okay to ask?
alt-verse me.
Oh, got it.
So
Let
if
me ask you this: is there any room for robots in this?
definitely, there's always room for robots.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This looks nice.
So what ends up happening in the movie is this takes place in Chicago,
Mhm.
and it at a public housing development. And I don't know if you know, across America, a lot of the high-rise skyscraper housing developments, public housing developments, aside from New York, have been getting demolished and torn down and replaced with private sector housing developments, where
I did not know this.
all the former residents aren't allowed to go back into their development. Like they dedicate a third of the units to former residents, and the rest of them, like this is happening in Chicago right now.
Mhm.
Some of them are market priced rentals, and then another third of it is like condos.
Mm.
And in the story, what happens in this is like this is one of the developments that is the last one of the last few high-rise housing projects in the U.S. and is set to be demolished. And my character's mother is a former public housing activist, and she's planning on protesting it because they're not being promised the amount of units that they want. And she ends up suffering a stroke, passing away. And my character, who had lived with his mom and his two younger cousins, who his mother took care of, he's kind of like, he's a smoker. He smokes weed, he drinks, he dropped out of college, he hangs out with his friends a lot. He's just one of those dudes that basically what I could have been if I didn't find any direction in my life. And he ends up in a position where he has to be the provider for his two younger teenage cousins, and they get evicted from the housing projects. Him and all the other residents do. And which actually is happening in Chicago right now, as people are getting displaced. And what happens is they end up riding the L train one night, and they wander into a wealthy white neighborhood, and they come across a vacant house, and they take over the vacant house. And slowly through the movie, we see his friends and other family members who have been also displaced take to the vacant house, and the rest of the story unfolds from there.
This is good.
Thanks.
Can there be robots in this vacant house?
Definitely. My character is a robot.
Hey, you said you're going to be back in New York in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
To short. Are you looking for any extras?
I'm still casting right now, to be honest. It's so what the short is the group of friends that I have. We're just like so actually this is a good you guys' show is a good place for me to be, because they're just like a smoker group of friends. I don't know if you guys seen Newlyweds.
No.
No.
You guys should
That's funny, like
watch it.
newlyweds, but
Yeah,
newlyweds.
it's Newlyweds. Shaka
You.
King directed that. He's the guy that directed Judas and the Black Messiah.
Mhm.
Yep.
This is his first movie was Newlyweds. It's an amazing film, but it went to Sundance. But we have the lead actress in that film. She's going to be in the short and hopefully the feature. But yeah, so the short is just we're not going to shoot it in Chicago just because of financial budgetary restraints.
Right.
But we're shooting it in a car in front of a barbershop, and it's basically the group of friends and all the things that happen in one day of them smoking and drinking and chilling in the car, basically. So
nice.
These are the people that I'm cast.
Oh, nice. Well, congrats, and you're halfway to your goal. Is there a deadline for well, obviously there's a deadline because you are going to start shooting soon. Is there a deadline on the GoFundMe, or is it?
Nah, it's kind of like, I think that's pretty much why I'm doing that. It's like GoFundMe is probably the less stressful out of all of the platforms. Kickstarter is pretty cool because it makes you be like, oh, I have this deadline, so you guys really have to contribute or I'm not getting any of the money. It's just like,
right.
I don't want to be stressed out like that. I'm just kind of like, whatever you guys want to give me, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have like a deadline for yourself though? To make sure that you move quickly enough
for the campaign for the
just for your work, like
we have deadlines for the actual short, but the short we're shooting, we have to have dates. We have we're shooting on the 11th, or prep is on the 11th, shooting on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of October. And then I'm going to be editing it, and I'm going to do that as fast as possible, to be honest. Because we are going to be submitting it to festivals and stuff like that, but really we're putting it out to we're gonna send it to the lab and then hopefully reach all those production companies that were interested in the script and have a complete package for them to review. So
well, you should connect with me on LinkedIn, because there's a good chance that you'd be able to connect with some production companies because of a mutual connection.
Nice.
So why not? There's
why
not?
Valerie is fierce on LinkedIn. Oh, and we have Johnnie Occhipinti who just arrived. What were you going to say, Jason?
I was just going to say Valerie's a creator on LinkedIn, so go follow her.
I'm doing it now.
And here comes Johnny over in Scranton, PA. Hey, there he is.
I'm actually.
Where are you?
PA right now. Never been. Absolutely love it. It's like New Orleans of Philadelphia. They have streets blocked off. You could drink on the streets.
You can drink on the streets in Scranton? Did Biden put that into place?
I mean, no. Well, kind of, yeah, but we don't have. Well, there's no ordinances, but we just do it. I'm in Phoenixville. It's right outside of Philly. My friend, he wanted to have a sleepover with some girl last night, so I was kind of his like designated driver. We went out to the bars. Went to this bar right here, actually.
Oh.
I don't know if I've been to Phoenixville. I've been to Philly, and I've been outside Philly.
It is actually, I love it here. Like, some guy at the urinal last night, like, what's your name? I'm like, me? And like, I was like, I did a double take. I was like, I'm John. He's like, where are you from? I'm like, Scranton. He's like, what are you doing out here? And then he's like, you want to know about Phoenixville? I'm like, yeah, lay it on me. And I was like mid pee, and he's like, know the Battle of Gettysburg? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that wasn't here. He's like, no, it's in Gettysburg. He's like, guess who supplied all the 50% of the cannons? I'm like, who? He's like, Phoenixville. I'm like, let's go.
Wow, this guy sounds like a wealth of knowledge.
He honestly seemed awesome. He's a little too drunk for me. I had to get away. My friend walked by me like he didn't know me. He said if I acted like, if I said anything, like if I was like, oh, this is my friend, he said he would have pretended like he didn't know me. But I enjoyed the guy.
Yeah. It sounds like an intense meeting, but maybe I should start aggressively introducing myself to people and then being just very nice.
Yeah, no, I thought I was gonna get like murdered because we were
Yeah.
at the urinal and like he was pretty aggressive, you know, and I was in a fragile state. I mean, my best defense would probably to like pee on him, but like
Hmm.
he just wanted to talk about Phoenixville.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he picked the right platform. You can't go anywhere. You're in mid P.
mid P, yeah. I don't know if he was even waiting for like a urinal to open up or he was just hanging out in there or like he kind of just he owned the place in there.
Yeah.
His office.
It would be great if you told some people that you were with about this encounter and then they were like, "Oh, that was Randy. He died 10 years ago."
Oh, that was
Phoenixville Randy.
yeah, all about the cannons.
Yeah.
His grandpa who made the cannons.
Hey, Johnny, we have like 3 minutes left if we decide to end this on time, but we're doing a fundraiser in 2 weeks to help you out your mother. And I don't know, anything you want to say about it?
I mean, I'm just really excited. I'm really glad you guys are doing this. I think it's going to turn out amazing. We got so many different ways to do it. We got Jason in New York, and you might be coming to Scranton, right, Sean?
I think my latest idea is I think I want to start this live stream in New York and then at some point Saturday afternoon, find a way to get to Scranton.
Ooh, okay.
Like, I'm sure I can find somebody that will pick me up in Newark and then drive me to Scranton or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I could come scoop you or I'll come before.
Well, you're going to be in Scranton. Maybe we can find
I'm
a friend to do it or something.
Yeah, Hamilton, New Jersey, dog sitting till like the 11th or so I'll probably be in Philly and then I could just come scoop you or something.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. And then the punk rock flea market, that's going to be going on. We're going to head there for a little bit and interview some people. Yeah, I got a decent amount of people excited in Scranton. Probably gonna have some live shows at my house.
Cool.
So we excited. What were you gonna say?
I just sorry if this is overstepping, but like what's I know it's for your mom. Do you want to tell maybe the audience?
Yeah, sure.
Context.
So like my childhood home, her house is in foreclosure. And, you know, I'm looking to try and fundraise to get her an RV or like a lightweight trailer so that, you know, when the house forecloses, she has somewhere to go, somewhere to live.
Cool. Yeah.
More of a greater idea too. Like I want to start with this, but I feel like, you know, this could be a grander idea where people who are also in this situation can, you know, maybe we end up having a thing where people who are in foreclosed homes, we raise money for them. They get like an RV or something. Maybe we get classes for them to learn how to drive it. Because, I mean, I feel like the housing market is just, it's meant for people to foreclose on. It's a tough market and it's life in America already. You know, if everyone had an RV or a mobile home, it gives you a sense of like at least security that you have that, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just like, you know, constantly getting foreclosed on or like paying $800, $1,000 for an apartment. Like there's people out there who need it more than my mom, but my mom is just the direct person that is being affected. And if I can, you know, help her out, you know, in a way, and this is a perfect way. I feel like we can all have a good time and still do something.
So how much money would you need to make that happen?
It depends, you know. I want to keep it on like 10,000 or under. Like there's lightweight trailers out there, like, you know, something with a bed. And then she's a DIYer. Like if we got a base trailer that, you know, and I'm hoping maybe somebody in the RV world. I'm hoping that somebody in the RV world or like someone sees this and goes, hey, maybe I could help out, and then we could have like a partnership, you know. So it's more or less just doing it just to see where it goes. But like researching, and there are like, you know, there's definitely options under 10,000.
I think we can do something. I think our goal is 10,000, but I bet we can get like 12,000 even.
I could see it. I'm going to be doing like book ads and stuff. And when it becomes like closer to the event and like hitting different markets, and that could reach a lot of people, you know, that might, you know, I could help you guys with going forward, even after this event. You know?
Yeah. If you're listening to this on iHeartRadio, follow us, Stoner Morning Show on Facebook. And Jero had to dip out. Thanks for him being on. And but follow us on Facebook. There's information there.
Yeah, I'll send my info down too.
Yeah. What did you, Valerie? Were you saying something?
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know. I guess just wish you luck, and I think it'd be a good thing for listeners to donate to, because you get what you give in this life. And if you're presented with an opportunity to be generous, I almost said jealous. Huh. That would be the reverse, right? Of generous, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you're presented with an opportunity to be generous, I think if you can do it, if you can swing it, and it feels right, then it's a good thing to do, you know. And housing for, like, you know, a mother shouldn't have to, you know, people, I mean, housing should just be different in America, and it should be more of a priority. And I don't think like trailers are necessarily, although Jason might disagree, I don't know if they're like necessarily the answer for like long term and for mass scale, but for your mother it does seem like a good solution. So I hope people will support that, because you're looking out for your mom.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I mean, I am involved in you heard of Earth Ships? They make Earth Ships. I'll put a link in. They're self-sustaining homes. I did the academy with them, and that's one thing. I made like this foreclosed home foundation prior to this, and that was one of the things too. Is I think that is the way to go. They're self-sustaining. They're made out of recycled materials, or old tires, cans. You wouldn't even know it. They're scientifically built. The guy who invented them went to the University of Cincinnati with an architectural degree, and he's blown away, like, scientists. I honestly think I'm gonna vie for him to get a Nobel Peace Prize with what he does. It's unbelievable. Like,
is he the guy? Is he the guy who you went to the festival with last weekend? What was the festival you went to?
No, that's my, like, I call him my mentor.
Yeah,
I work with him. He runs this. He's in the solar industry, which, you know, it does parlay to that. But yeah, he's a great guy, Rich Allen.
yeah. I'm in the solar industry because I burn if I go to the beach and don't put on 50 SPF. Yeah.
And he capitalizes on it because he sells the peeled skin to people with that kind of fetish. And, you know, it's not their fault. You know, sometimes fetishes happen on accident.
That's true. Well, we went over. We can finish. Does anyone have any final closing thoughts or statements? Or Jason? Yeah.
October 23rd. We got a new Stoned Laughs coming out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll be at the Producers Club. We don't know who's performing yet. We'll have that info soon. But King and Queen Infusions is sponsoring that event, so you can go and get. She makes infused mac and cheese and non-infused mac and cheese. So there's going to be.
And, I had the infused. It was like it's like 800 milligrams, like a portion.
Oh wow! Fused with cannabis. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I did want to tell you guys about this weed invention that I have.
What is it?
Ooh.
So, I mean, I get tired of like grinding and packing my own bowls. Like I live alone. Nobody ever is here to like, sometimes they do it. It's always like,
Yeah.
I gotta do it. And so I thought it would be cool if weed came in little like Keurigs that you just
Oh.
place inside the bowl.
I
And
think
the paper can be like you know, some, it could be even covered in wax or
Yeah.
resin.
Oh
or
yeah.
rosin, I don't know.
You just smoked the whole thing. That's good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And there's, it's kind of like, I don't know if anybody has any experience with dip.
With
Sorry, I was just thinking about someone I'm dating
Oh.
who dips tobacco, and I don't know
Oh.
what to do about that. It's
Oh,
not really my
Right.
place. But they
I know.
have, and sorry, go ahead.
I'm from Scranton, so like we're like the dip capital of the world. So
Hmm.
Oh shit. Are you also the dental capital of the world?
you would hope.
Dentistry.
Nope.
Dentistry. Yeah, they don't necessarily go hand in hand. But
Yeah.
anyways, if you're trying to stop dipping, like just cut leaf tobacco, one thing they'll give you is like or you can buy is like little pouches of tobacco to put under your whatever, your lip. And I just think it can work that way with a lot more things. But I don't have time to pursue every idea I have. So I hope someone out there will make weed Keurig pods, and then I can just be one little tiny bit lazier.
I gotta get on this.
I like
It's a smart idea. Someone hearing this should start it and bring Valerie in as like a
And
consultant.
sponsor us.
Yeah, definitely. And I have an idea that I was on a Lisa Levy podcast recently, internet radio show, and we talked about an idea that we have of a reality show. It's a fine art reality show where there's not a panel of judges, there's a panel of art investors. If they see something they like, they buy it there.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Yeah. So we need to, Lisa and I need to find some art investors who are interested in getting that off the ground. Too many ideas, but
You could probably find that on LinkedIn. Taylor and I actually have a show idea.
what is it?
He's from Woodstock, and was born on a military base. And so I thought we would call the show Peace and War. And what it is you get a basket of objects, and you have to do like a sort of destination imagination challenge to describe why these objects could either be a sex toy or a weapon.
Whoa. Do it on Stoner Morning Show.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could do it for you.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
telethon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just fill out that form. Just because.
Sign the
All right.
contract. We're very
Yeah.
official now.
All right, Johnny, anything? I think I'm done.
Oh, I'm good. October 16th, 17th. My mom's
Yeah.
birthday, 15th, so it's perfect.
Perfect.
What? Your mom's birthday? What?
The fundraiser ends on her birthday, so
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that'll
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
be something.
do like a maybe they
Good
think for.
timing. Okay, well, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks so much for having me on. Like,
Yeah,
I
good.
didn't mean to storm in, but I had a
No,
lot of fun.
It's cool. Yeah.
And Jason and Johnny, I wasn't laughing at you. Jason would smile, and I like felt like a telepathic connection, and I thought he was smiling at me, but he may not have been.
Mm.
I'm always,
But
What, Jason?
I'm always smiling at you.
Oh, I don't know how to take that, but okay.
Jason, what did you have? You rose your hand
This
like
is just always smiling.
it's true.
I
You
am.
rose your hand like 20 seconds ago. What did you have?
Oh, I think I was waving goodbye.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll call it there. Good show, everybody. Thanks for watching and or listening live or in the future.
Stoner Morning Show.